What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I gotta make sure everything's good because I was actually looking for my intro and I forgot that I don't have it anymore. Because I think I removed it. Yeah, it's not here. So yeah, the old intro that I used to have. Now I don't have StreamYard like I used to. Now it's on the beta mode. You can tell by the top right corner. It just says powered by StreamYard because yeah, it's StreamYard's expensive. Okay, so yeah, what's up, everybody? And welcome back to the Multiverse of movies. Hashtag Isaac Nation. I'm just kidding. Obviously, that's some cringy ass shit. We got people in the chat. Y'all make sure to smash that like button, support the channel, follow me on my social media accounts, Twitter, Instagram, at Isaac the Immigrant. But yeah, today we're talking the Flash trailer. Of course, it wasn't just the Flash trailer. Today it was the Warner Bros. Presentation for CinemaCon. Let me make sure. I think the camera angle here is good, so we're good here. But yeah, today was the Warner Bros. CinemaCon presentation. It was pretty cool. We got some stuff for the Barbie. We got talk. There was apparently some footage for Aquaman and Lost Kingdom. There's so much going on, but the main most important thing is the Flash. The Flash is the thing we're talking about, the thing we're most excited for. Now, I will tell you this before I read the comment sections. My title of the stream is called The Flash Early First Reactions and New Trailer. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't not aware of this, but we're not going to get our first reactions for The Flash until the next couple of hours. Apparently, the people at CinemaCon are just right now watching it. I thought it was going to be earlier. Didn't even know that until like 20 minutes prior to being here. But we are going to talk about the trailer. That's all that matters. So I will be making a separate video later tonight talking about the first initial reactions to the Flash because it's a big deal. It's a big movie. There's some people messaging me right now, so I gotta move my phone. Gotta have it pointing that way. But let me read the chat. We got Patrick in the chat. What's up, Patrick? He says, "Hi, Isaac. Why so serious? I rewatched Sandman. I see Flash movies. Uh, I see Flash movie with Ben and Batman. I think the camera's better right here. Yeah, because I like having most of myself pop up on screen. So there's that. All right. Then we got Daniel's Hot Topics. What's up? First, like Major W, man. I nice person. That's cool. Then we have Daniel saying, OMG Isaac, do you see the new Flash trailer? It's so good. Man, I love that trailer. And we'll talk about it. I'm gonna pull it up in a bit. But man, that trailer looks dope. Man, I'm excited for that. Patrick says, I like the Flash. That's cool. Then we got Darkness Under the Wind. What's up, Darkness? He says, what's up, Isaac? The new Flash trailer looks amazing. Heck yeah, man, bro. That trailer was good. I was waiting for it. I was begging for it. Then it dropped, and man, glorious trailer. It is everything I want from a Flash film, a story that looks like it's going to be very emotional, very powerful. There's going to be a hard story to get through because of how emotional everything looks. It looks like the perfect Flash film, a Flash story that's about a boy trying to save his mom. And that's when it roots down. It's based on the Flashpoint. So we know a good basis of what this film is about, and then bring in all the cool DC aspects. We got Michael Keaton's Batman. We got Sasha Guy's Supergirl. Apparently going to get multiple cameos. We got the return of General Zod, which I'm going to say this right now. I am more excited for General Zod, Michael Shannon's General Zod coming back than I am for Michael Keaton's Batman. Now, that is because I didn't grow up in the 90s. Not the biggest fan of Michael Keaton. But no, overall, I'm excited. The trailer looked cool. It looked dope. It looks like Ezra Miller's going to have a great performance. And look, I'm always fuck Ezra Miller. Fuck him. I don't care. I don't care what anyone says. But just looking at it objectively, he looks great in this trailer. Everything looked great. The action looked great. Every moment of this trailer. And I've rewatched this trailer so many times, and I'm so excited, man. So excited for this Flash film. It is my most anticipated film of the year, and this is the most I've been excited for a film since Spider-Man No Way Home. I'm being genuine. I'm being completely honest. No movie has gotten me this excited since Spider-Man No Way Home. Not saying it's going to be better, although I think it might be. But man, I have not felt this amount of hype in a while. So much so to where I'm watching Guardians in 2 weeks, and yet all my mind keeps thinking is the Flash, the Flash, the Flash. And by the way, Guardians isn't just another franchise that I like. It's a franchise that made my favorite MCU film, the first Guardians of the Galaxy. But let me read some of the chat, and then we'll pop up the trailer. We got Mwamba saying yes. The second trailer looks real interesting. Heck yeah, man. And glad to have you here, Mwamba. I know Tom Cruise like the Flash. Tom Cruise, he is crazy. Yeah, that was actually one thing that really got me excited. The fact that Tom Cruise saw it and he does not work for Warner Bros. He has no stake in the game. And he was telling Zaslav how this was a movie he loved and he thought it was a movie that needs to be in theaters. And I just thought, man, if Tom Cruise, someone who's not in the movie, who has no money invested in this, is saying this, man, and you're seeing how confident Warner Bros. Is with the film. They're releasing it early for Sony CinemaCon. They keep talking about best comic book film ever or best DC film ever. I've never, ever in my entire life as a DC fan ever seen people, or not people, but the studios have hype up a movie as much as I've seen The Flash, even the Batman. Not saying it's gonna be better, but even with the Batman, while that got a lot of hype, while that got a lot of confidence, even that film, I didn't hear DC talking about that film as much as I'm hearing about The Flash. And by the way, I do want to clarify, I wasn't in movie fandom when The Dark Knight came out. I started getting more into movie fandom around 2014, so there's that. I'm just gonna keep that in mind. Uh, but yeah, every movie. But anyways, let me see the rest of the chat. OMG, Isaac, you'll never guess what happened to me yesterday. Yesterday, I was at Walmart and I saw Nintendo Switch games for 290 or 29.99, so they were $36. So when I went on the self checkout station, guess what I bought? I bought the game for $2. That's awesome, man. That's cool to hear. And then let's see, we got Sideways 52. What's up, Sideways? And then we got Glinton Gordon. What's up? Yo, I haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you. He says, I look forward to, but I'm not a fan of any of the actors. That's cool. That's cool. No, that's understandable because I know Ezra Miller's Flash isn't really anyone's cup of tea. Same thing with Michael Caine. Look, I'm gonna be completely honest. I watched Batman 89 multiple times. I'm not the biggest Batman 89 fan. I'm gonna be completely honest. Now, I wasn't born in the 90s, so there's that. Take it as you will. But the Michael Keaton Batman to me wasn't all that great. Like both Batman Returns and Batman 89. Not saying they're bad movies. They were decent films, and I thought Michael Keaton was decent. But when you're talking to me about Batmans that I love, that I feel any nostalgia for, Michael Keaton will never enter that list, at least on my list. My list. Now it's all subjective. I know some of y'all love Keaton, but I am excited for this trip because Keaton is a great actor. Outside of Batman, he's shown me he's done great. I love him as Vulture in the MCU. In the trailers, I think he's been dope. I still think one of the coolest scenes out of both trailers was that first trailer, where Michael Keaton, after he says, "Yeah, I'm Batman," and then you just see him swooping and then tackling these guys around, and then bam, like that. That's dope. That's what I want to see more of Keaton. I also like the fact that we're getting an older, grislier Batman, so it is cool to see what is Batman doing at this age, you know. But anyways, um, can better No Way Home top? The Flasher looks kind of promising. Man, I'm so excited for it. Still my most anticipated film of the year. Darkness says, I know, right? Guardians 3 is coming real soon, and now we get another Flash trailer getting everyone really hyped, not really talking about Guardians 3. Yeah, I mean, I am seeing now more ads, more commercials, um, but I've not really felt the marketing for this film. Like it's not felt like they're marketing. This is a movie you're gonna love. It's kind of felt like they're marketing. They're marketing it, but you still don't have an idea of what the movie is. In a way, kind of. I don't know. I don't know, but I'm hyped for Guardians. I'm excited. I love the Guardians films. Star Lord is my favorite MCU character. The trailers have been amazing, but I feel like they haven't done enough to truly market market this film. Anyways, I think this is a better camera angle. Let's see. I kind of wish we see Thomas Wayne Batman in the Flash movie. I was hoping that they were going to go with the actual Flashpoint route, but I'm fine with them doing this little different version of it. But yeah, it is what it is. So that was odd when Zod said the timeline must be destroyed. Zod knows the multiverse. What did he say that? I probably lost. Honestly, I didn't hear that part, but he probably, there's a chance that maybe he is aware that the timeline changed and shifted, I don't know. Um, maybe there's a chance that I mean, I maybe Barry tells him. I have no idea, but it is what it is. Um, let's see. Daniel says, "This is so sad, Isaac. They changed the ending for the Flash again. This means the ending with Ezra Miller getting trapped in the Batman realm." Where are you getting this from? Like, no disrespect, but you need to stop believing scoopers. First of all, this isn't confirmed. We don't know who the heck this is coming from. Second, it was never confirmed that Clooney was coming back. That was a rumor made by a scooper that we still don't know if it's true or not, and we won't know if it's true until a couple of months. Yes, they've changed the ending. That is something we know, but we don't know what the exact ending was. We don't know what the first ending was. We don't know what the second ending was. There's been multiple endings. We don't know what the ending is. Okay, I'm not gonna pretend like I know. Okay. Um, but yeah, what's up, Fernand Beckham? How you doing? What's up? And then we got CJH. What's up, Isaac Nation? Let's go. Heck yeah, Isaac Nation. We gotta start doing that. Ironically, apparently, the second part of Phase One of the DC universe was leaked, and it says there will be another Superman movie, a Nightwing movie, and a Justice League New Frontiers movie. Oh, I actually didn't know that. I know it got leaked. What was presented for Aquaman Lost Kingdom, and apparently, and we're gonna read it later on. But Arthur. Oh, by the way, no one's talking about this, but this week the Air Cut script got leaked, and I read it all, and it looks pretty good on it, or it sounded good, and maybe it was a fake, but no, like I'm seeing almost no one talk about. But to be fair, I've literally stopped keeping up with movie talk. The only person that I watch on an average daily basis nowadays is John Campea. And it used to be I used to watch Cosmic Wonder, Heavy Spoilers, and I still watch them, but now I watch them so barely that now I don't even feel like I keep up with movie news as much as I used to, if that makes sense. If you guys know, I've been promoting my second channel a lot, link description down below. And my mind on movie talk has changed. My mind on nerd fandoms and nerd communities has changed so much in the last couple of months. I've reflected so much. And I've noticed that more and more every day, I stop caring about movie news or movie. Or I'm not saying that I don't care. I just don't keep up with it as much as I used to. But anyways, a picture of Keane mode or Michael Keane made me love Batman, but the movies were met to me. Yeah, I was. I think that they were meh. They were met the the Michael Keane Batman films. I know that's not the popular opinion. A lot of people love the Michael Keaton Batman, but to me, he never really. I watched Batman 89 for the first time when I was like 12, 13. I remember I rented it, and I remember I watched it. And by this point, I had already seen the Dark Knight trilogy. I had seen no BVS hadn't come out. Yeah, so my standard was the Dark Knight trilogy. And so when I watched Michael Keaton's Batman, it was kind of like this movie's not very good. But I thought they were decent. There's some fun things. Jack Nicholson's great as Joker in those films, but not the biggest fan of him. The first Guardians had more marketing or approachable ones. Yeah, especially those two. But yeah. But then again, I guess I've not been using YouTube that much too either. Like I even when I use YouTube, I'm not watching movie talk or anything like that. So maybe it's just because I'm not looking for the marketing. I don't know, but anyways, again, rumors. They're rumors. All right, just want to clarify that. No one's sending hearts or emojis to Isaac, but maybe because they had pressure to impress people on the new IP within a big IP. Yeah. Zod said, this world must be destroyed. Yeah, I remember hearing that. I don't remember him saying timeline on multiverse. Love James Gunn, Marvel film. To be honest, don't die 3. I am the source. I can confirm. Let's see. James Gunn wanted to go with the bank, so he had an F bomb. Yeah, there's a scene with Star Lord saying the F bomb, and I remember when I heard it, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And my immediate thought when I first heard it was, oh, I can't wait to see all the people who hate guns so passionately all of a sudden be like, he's now using his same poop jokes that he had in Peacemaker with Guardians. Good luck, Marvel fans. You guys are gonna have another flop or another fail. That's what my assumption. That's what I thought was gonna happen. But no, I ended up finding out that that was the first ever F bomb on an MCU film, which I was surprised. I was like, really? There wasn't? I don't know. But anyways, I'm actually kind of surprised we've gone this long without an F bomb. I don't watch movie talk. I am the movie talk. I am at the point where I do more movie talk than I listen to movie talk. I'm being completely honest there. Um, but let's see. People somewhat have mixed opinions of the Burn Batman movies. I tend to see more nostalgia for them. Like, don't get me wrong, I've seen people not like the Burn Batman films, but I've seen so many people who like have a deep love for it, which is cool. I'm fine with them, open with it. Again, all film is subjective, and to me, the more the merrier. If you like Batman, if you don't, whatever, that's up to you. Uh, but me personally, I just didn't like Michael Keaton that much. I'm being honest. Now, I'm more Bale and Robert Pattinson's Batman. Yeah, I mean, to me, I think Bale's better, Pattinson's better, Affleck's way better. I love Affleck. Um, then that in the live action, yeah, I would say those are better. But yeah, it is what it is. James Gunn really used the power of friendship in Guardians of the Galaxy and made it work. Yeah, Gunn is an amazing filmmaker. Gunn is the same guy who got me to love a talking raccoon, a talking tree, a giant shark, a guy in polka dots, a a crazy guy whose dad is a white supremacist. He's gotten me to love an assassin with the rat phobia. It's like James Gunn has shown he's a phenomenal storyteller. And I remember when they got announced that he was going to be the head of DC, my first thought was, really? But then I thought about it for like 5 minutes, and I was like, that actually sounds like it would work. Because I was thinking, I'm like, can Gunn do the business stuff? But then I saw that they had Peter Safran, someone who's experienced in producing for DC films and top priority type films. And then I said, oh, so Gunn doesn't really have to worry about the business aspect. He just has to do the storytelling. And then I was reminding myself about Suicide Squad and Peacemaker, and he was able to expand that world so much with these D-list level characters. Uh, and and it's crazy to me. And I feel like that doesn't get talked about enough, right? And to me, Gunn is the guy. Gunn is the way to go. And my trust is on Gunn. Now, let's say he had only made the Guardians films and we had never had the Suicide Squad or Peacemaker. Let's say that happened. If that was the case, my mind would have been a little different. But that's not it. He showed that he can do great stuff with DC D-list characters. Imagine what he can do with these top tier characters, right? And look, I don't care. People call me a Gunn dick writer. I don't care. Gunn just has proof to me. There's proof that Gunn can handle DC, can handle these films, right? But anyways, let me see the rest of the chat. I think we're only also going to stream an hour. I don't want to stream for too long, but just 1 hour, and we'll see where it goes from there. All right. So, as a Flash fan, I hope in the new James Gunn DC universe are based on the Flash Rebirth and New 52 comics. I don't really ever wish for a movie to be based on comics, because to me, and my mind has shifted on this so much ever since I was like 14, 16, around it was when I was at my dorkiest four-eyed freak show kind of dweebish phase. But I remember I used to be, you got to go comics, you got to go comics. And I always said, I want DC, or at least the Snyder DC movies, to go heavily on the New 52 and all that. That was my mindset at the time. But the older I get and the more I appreciate movies, the more I'm like, get a good storyteller, give him the right material. For example, Matt Reeves, the Batman, that was a perfect matching. Zack Snyder, Superman, perfect matching. You got to get the right filmmaker, the right characters, and then give him the right cast and let them make that movie. As long as you honor the legacy of these characters, that's all I want. As long as you're not distinguishing them from who they are, I'm fine with whatever kind of story or whatever kind of version of the character that you want to go with, as long as it's good. Right? That's kind of been my mindset in the last couple of years. But yeah, it is what it is. Darkness says, "Got a dip. Peace out and have a good stream, everyone. Peace out, Darkness. Good to see you here, man." Um, let's see. Where was I? Peaceman. I love the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker. Marvel love. Yes. Daniel says, "Dude, the first Batman movie I ever saw was Batman Returns back in 1992. I was 5 at the time. I couldn't buy it, so I peeled the plastic off the VHS tape and popped it into the VCR over 30 years ago. Wow, dang. Nostalgia. That's cool, man. There's a theme park out there which roller coasters really deserve a movie because they got so many coasters and all of their themes are amazing. I want to see Bloodsport shoot Superman with the kryptonite bullet because Waller. Yeah, I will. I was hoping that in the Suicide Squad we were going to see that, right? Um, I was hoping we were going to see that. Unfortunately, we didn't. But that would have been cool. That would have been cool. And hopefully, we get to see that happen now in Gunn's DC universe. That is one of my major hopes for Gunn's universe. I want DC to finally feel connected. Because that was a big criticism. The only times I ever felt DC was connected was was when it was during the time where Batman versus Superman and Batman versus Superman and the Suicide Squad, or not the Suicide Squad 2016 were coming out, and you had Suicide Squad reference a lot of BVS. And then for that time period, we didn't have any references really. I mean, there was a couple here and there. And it wasn't until I saw Shazam, Fury of the Gods, and I saw Black Adam. I mean, never mind. Yeah, DC has never really felt connected. I'm hoping that Gunn is able to make it all feel connected, But it is what it is. Love Polka Dot Mans and King Shark. That's cool, man. I actually kind of agree with you, Isaac. The whole make a good story and get good filmmakers. Yeah, man. And look, I'm not saying go outside the comics. I actually love it when a filmmaker takes the time to read some comics and try to make a story out of what he's able to read. I mean, like for example, the Dark Knight trilogy, just watching the trilogy alone, it's kind of obvious that Nolan really only read like 4 Batman comics, and he built a universe, or not a universe, a trilogy out of that. Um, you know, like you could tell he took inspiration from No Man's Land, Long Halloween, a little bit of Dark Knight Returns. It kind of felt like that, and I do want them to take inspiration, but I don't want them to be so obligated to do only what the comics uh say and do. And I've always argued that with fellow comic fans, because to me movies have a similar thing to where people give the benefit of the doubt with the comic. But the comic, if you make a new Batman story, people like to say, "Oh, that's Elseworld. That's a new thing. Let's see how someone can crack the code with this version of Batman." Same thing with Superman, any character really. And even if the comic's bad, I've heard a lot of people always use the argument of, "Oh, that's Elseworld. We can ignore it." Or you'll have people be like, "Oh, you know what? That's just a new version. Cool. Let's let it play out." And some people like the uniqueness, the difference of that new comic. But when a movie dares to do something different, a lot of people get frustrated. And I feel like that's kind of annoying that movies don't get the same benefit of the doubt from comic fans as comics. And I do believe all of it is usually rooted in people are close with these characters and they want the popular general audiences to get their version of the character. And so they're a little frustrated when they don't have that. Give me a second, guys. I don't know where. All right, give me a second, guys. All right, sorry about that. I was having a runny nose. I had to get a tissue. Um, I am feeling kind of like I got a bit of a headache right now. So not like a big headache. It's just kind of like a little one, but yeah. Anyways, where was I? I do want to see John Constantine. I do want to see him. Um, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, look, here's what I want from Guns DC. I want Guns DC. First of all, I want Gunn to because he's a filmmaker himself. I want him to value filmmakers themselves, and I want him to allow filmmakers to get their say and get somewhat of not too much freedom, but let filmmakers use their voice and use their talent and allow them to build out these separate parts of the universe. Like with Green Lantern, let someone control that. Let someone control Superman, which seems to be Gunn's thing. Batman, Suicide Squad, all the characters that we're gonna get. And what I'm hoping for this DC universe is I want to see a healthy universe that when people hear the word DC Studios, they're immediately excited, the same way people are excited when a Marvel film comes out. And look, you got to make good film after good film because the pressure on Superman Legacy is at an all-time high. Like if Superman Legacy flops or doesn't do well in the box office or well, same shit, but or doesn't do well with critics or fans, I'm gonna tell you this right now. It doesn't matter whether you're pro Snyderverse or anti Snyderverse. If Superman Legacy fails, and if Batman and Brave and the Bold fails, and the first few Gun films fail, DC's gonna be dead. DC will be dead if the Gun films do not work. So there's so much pressure on Superman Legacy because it needs to get the ball rolling. Because right now DC cannot afford mistakes anymore. Now, with these current films this year, they do have that built-in excuse of, "Hey, we're going through a reboot process. We're going through a new era. It's all right." But once you get to the Gun era, man, it's gonna be difficult. It's gonna be difficult. You got to get the people back on board. You got to get people to trust the DC films. You got to get fans to trust it, and it's gonna take a while. And not only that, but it sucks because Gunn now has something that Zach didn't have, or even Hamada to some extent, where there's a large group of people who are DC fans who are rooting against you, who are rooting for you to fail and want to do everything possible for you and your movies to fail, right? So right now DC is in a very sensitive position, especially when we get to the Gun era. Give me a second, guys. Sorry, I'm getting someone keeps messaging me. Hold up. Okay, sorry, I was getting some messages. Where was I? Uh, level-headed fan. I bad take comic book fan. Oh, and the main thing I do hope that Gunn is able to accomplish is he builds out a universe that is connected. You know, dude, if Superman Legacy fails and Batman the Brave and the Bold fails, then they will go back to DC and make DCU Elseworlds. They're never going back to the DCU. They will never. Because whether or not you love the DCEU films, that universe is long dead. That universe died with Justice League 2017. It wasn't Snyder's fault. It wasn't Joss Whedon's fault. Justice League was the final nail in the coffin to a DCU that was on its brink of death, and Justice League was just the iceberg for the Titanic. Hamada and Emmerich and everyone who was in charge at that time, everyone that was in charge at that time thought, hey, or they knew this universe was dead, but it's almost like they didn't want to restart because they knew it was going to be difficult. And so they made the beta move to just continue this universe and try to salvage it and make something work. And they had some good hits. That Wonder Woman film that came out before Justice League, amazing. Aquaman, major win. Shazam, I really like those movies. But truth be told, the DCU was long dead. It was long, long, long dead. And they will never consider even going back to the DCEU because there's no point in it. It's not just a universe that is dead, but it's a universe that has so much controversy, so much divisiveness that you would almost have to be really stupid to go back to the DCU. And while I would love for them to restore the Snyderverse, why would they? Why? Why? Why would they? And even if they weren't going back to the Snyderverse, but they were going to go back and try to build something from the DCU, why? It didn't work the first time. Black Adam flopped heavily. Birds of Prey flopped. Wonder Woman flopped. Uh, Freaking Suicide Squad flopped. Shazam! Fury of the Gods flopped. What the heck is there to salvage? It's dead. It's gone. Bury it. Consider this mercy. Now, I do agree with the second part. DCU Elseworlds, especially with Batman, they're always going to continue. But if Superman Legacy, Batman Brave and the Bold, and these first few Gunn DC films, if they fail, that's it for DC. That is it for the next decades. I'm not joking when I tell you that. If the Gunn films fail, then the DC universe as we know it will be dead. Because imagine, let's say let's say wait, what was I even trying to say? Okay, sorry, I'm getting distracted. I'm seeing new people in the chat. What's up, George? Kamuzu, Vortex. What's up, guys? I'll read y'all's comments in a bit. But what was I gonna say? Okay, let's say those films fail. Let's say Brave and the Bold comes out, fails. Let's say Legacy fails. I don't know. Booster Gold. When does Booster Gold come out? I'm gonna assume it's within that year. Let's say they fail. Let's say they do. All right. Let's say they do. DC in that position would have come from a Snyderverse that was incredibly divisive, that struggled, and still is till this day. You see the ramifications of what happened with that fandom. Then moved again, try to do the Hamada, whatever the fuck they tried doing. That failed miserably. And then now Gunn steps in and does this new reboot with finally a new Superman, a new Batman. And that fails again. 3 different regimes and they all fail. That would be the end of DC, at least for the next decade or so. We'd probably have to wait for our kids to be born until we eventually get a DC film. It's why I hate when people are like, I want Gunn's movies to fail. Why? You're not going to get the Snyderverse because of it. Now, if they restore it or not, that's not going to be because of what Gunn does or doesn't do. But if those Gunn films fail, DC is going to be dead for the next few decades. DC is going to be the laughing stock, and DC will forever be seen as that franchise that had potential but never fulfilled it. You know, but let me finally read the chat. Sorry, I wanted to really get my thoughts on that. That's why I always hate when people say, "Oh, I want Guns DC to fail," or there's been people who actually genuinely believe, "Oh, Guns DC films, if they fail, we'll get the Snyderverse." That's not how business works. That's not how that works. But anyways, let's go. Where was I? Kamuzu, what's up? He says Barry's mom said monkey, bro. You gotta be a real race. But I don't know how, but some people will like hear the word monkey and immediately assume it's racist. I remember when I was a kid, I thought I'm not even joking when I say this. When I was a kid and I heard somebody call someone a monkey, I always assumed it meant big ears. That because literally, like, there's been soccer players who've been called monkey, like Gareth Bell. Gareth Bell's a white guy, by the way. They've always called him a monkey because he had like big ass sideburns. He had big ears, and then I later learned it was something racist. But yeah, it is what it is. Be honest, DC reboot will work. Well, we don't know that yet, but I'm hoping for it. I'm gonna hope for it. I want DC to succeed. DC needs to be back to where it needs to be. DC needs to sit on its throne. DC should not be a little cousin that no one cares about, at the family reunion to Marvel. That's not what DC should be. DC should be at the top, should be at the peak top, making lots of money. You know. But yeah, man, if I ever was a director and I had to do a DC project, I would do a Firestorm film. I personally, well, first of all, if DC was to ever hire me, that would be the minute I realized, oh shit, DC does not have a clue what they're doing because I have no experience, I have no talent in the industry. But if let's say just hypothetically, Gunn calls me up and he says, "Hey, what do you want to do?" Honestly, I wouldn't mind doing Booster Gold, but I would like to do a Booster Gold Blue Beetle kind of buddy cop thing because it's much more simpler. I wouldn't have to deal with the pressure of a Superman or Batman. But that would definitely be something. And when I say Blue Beetle, I mean the Ted Kord version of Blue Beetle. You know, obviously that's the Blue Beetle that hangs out with Booster Gold. But yeah, and we got George in the chat. What's up? What's up, Isaac Nation? Vortex says, "Why didn't I get notified for the stream?" It's because I blocked you and I don't want you in my streams. Sorry. I'm just kidding. I don't know. That's weird. Yeah, YouTube's a little inconsistent when it comes to notifications. Hey nerds. Whoa, you didn't have to call us the N-word, man. Come on, man. That's very inappropriate. There's history to that word. I'm just kidding. Jose Man says, "You once say that Morbius was better than Spider-Man 3, No Way Home. You loved it. Does this still hold up?" No, I'm gonna be completely honest. Yeah, and those videos still exist. So I still like Morbius. I'm gonna say this right now. I rewatched Morbius a couple months ago on Netflix. I still like. I think I've seen Morbius 3 times by now. But it's funny because Morbius and No Way Home have kind of an opposite. So No Way Home, you have to realize that part of what your thoughts on a movie is based on what your expectations you have. So No Way Home, my anticipation for that film was all the way up to the roof. Toby's Return, my favorite Spider-Man, not just my favorite Spider-Man, but my favorite movie of all time, Spider-Man 2. And my anticipation was here. So when I watched the movie, it lived up to that expectation. It didn't exceed it. It didn't go below it. It lived just right there to everything I wanted, and I really, really liked the movie. And the more that I've rewatched it, and I've rewatched the hell of that movie many times, the more and more I end up loving it because I just come to appreciate that. Not only that, but I tend to like Christmas time, and that movie gives me a very Christmassy feeling. I'm not even gonna lie. With Morbius, it was kind of different. So my anticipation for Morbius was down here. Wait, let me put so you can see my hand right there. It was like down here, and especially when the reviews were coming out, still down. It was just getting lower and lower and lower. And I remember the day I went to go watch this movie, I was like, I was not excited. I remember I was literally 5 seconds away from just refunding my tickets, but I said, "Hey, I want to put up a review on YouTube. I want to see," and I went in there thinking it was gonna be bad. I watched the movie, and while my anticipation was here, I remember every minute of the film, I kept thinking, okay, this is gonna be the moment where I start hating the movie. But that never happened. There were moments in the movie I didn't like, but I ended up leaving the theater and I was like, I really, really like that. And a large part of why is because it was a movie that I had so low that it doing the bare minimum was able to shock me to where at the time I said that hot take that I do not agree with anymore. But it is funny how different it is, how different expectations is. And then when I watched Morbius again, my anticipation was here because I had liked the movie. And then when I rewatched it again, it kind of was like down here. I was like, oh, it wasn't as good as I remember it being. Well, with No Way Home, it's kind of like my anticipation was here, it got there. Uh, but every time I watch it, it feels like it keeps hitting that like mark that I was at, if that makes sense. But yeah. But yeah, I think that's a good way of explaining it. You also said Eternals was the best MCU movie. Does it still hold up? I will say I did rewatch Eternals a couple months ago. I still really enjoy the movie, but I won't lie to you. Same thing with Morbius. It was a movie I had low expectations for, wasn't all that excited for it. Watched it, shocked me, surprised me, much better than what I remember. Um, it's not my favorite MCU movie. It probably isn't even in my top 10 MCU movies. Actually, it might be. I don't know. I still really enjoy the movie, and I still really liked it. But rewatching it was kind of like, oh, yeah, this is kind of boring. I'm not even gonna lie to you. But yeah, it is what it is. Let's see, where was I? Um, Play-Doh movie. Is there an actual Play-Doh movie, or are people just making a meme out of that? um, let's see. DC better not fail. I want them to be at the top, like the Dark Knight trilogy, but permanently instead of a short time. Exactly. And it doesn't even have to be the Dark Knight, because I'm not expecting these movies to be the Dark Knight. I mean, don't get me wrong. If there is one, then cool. That's great. But I am expecting what DC needs is to build a winning culture. They can't just have one good film. They make it to where, let's say they release 4 movies a year. 4 movies a year. They have to make it to where three of those movies are good and people enjoy it. And maybe every once in a while that one film just doesn't live up. Right? Yeah, that's kind of what I want DC to be. Kind of like Marvel, or where Marvel was prior to Endgame, you know? Um, God dang, Jose. God dang. Why are you popping the same question? Bro, what the heck? Like they um bro, like what the heck? Why are you typing the same question, bro? Okay. Anyways, people just going to see this for Michael Keaton. I love the character Flash. I want to watch this for Flash. Hey, me too. And I'm saying this right now. The character I'm most excited to watch in this movie, besides the Flash, is Michael Shannon as General Zod. He is my most anticipated part. I was saying this earlier. I didn't grow up with Michael Keaton. Didn't really like his movies. I think his movies were all right. Or the movies I liked them, but Batman himself was never the most interesting part of those films. I didn't really like Batman in those movies. I just thought, and I don't mean to be mean, but Batman never felt, and this is no disrespect, it's all subjective. Everyone can like their movies, but as a lifelong Batman fan, when I watched the Keaton Batman films, he didn't feel like Batman. He felt like what an old boomer would think is Batman. An old boomer that only really grew up with Adam West, but read some comics and said, hey, here's this balance. And this is no disrespect to my Keaton fans out there, but that's just kind of what I feel about the Keaton Batman films. It felt like a Batman made by a boomer that read like a few comics and watched the Adam West television show. Like, that's what it felt like to me. And I'm not saying I hated Keaton. I liked Keaton to an extent. He just wasn't. He's not a Batman that I can genuinely tell you I loved. And maybe my mind will be changed for the Flash. But yeah, break. Wait, I gotta say in like a news reporter type. Let me drink. Let me drink my water real quick so I can have a good voice. But by the way, don't time out Jose Man. Just remove his comments, because that was weird. It's like, bro, just wait for me to answer your question. Like, I'm not famous. Like, I barely got people in the chat. I can read every comment. Like, you don't have to type it multiple times. And even then, you can still ask me personally. Like, my emails are open, my social media accounts are open. Like, I mean, it's good. Bring this up. I like that. Obviously, it's not. Why am I acting like it's a controversial thing? Obviously, it's not controversial, but it is funny. And I will say it is kind of funny. No one reminded me of that until now. But anyways, let's see. Breaking news: Isaac Michael Morbius, Isaac Brown, aka. Oh, whoa! Why'd you gotta call me Brown, man? That's right. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. AKA Multiverse Movies will direct an upcoming DC Universe Booster Gold and Blue Beetle project. I won't lie to you. I would do it as a show though. It would be like a buddy cop type of show, similar to Hobbs and Shaw. I'm only using Hobbs and Shaw because that's the thing I have in my mind right now. But it would be like that with Booster Gold and Blue Beetle, and I would still have it connect to the Blue Beetle film. I would just say it's a prequel, right? Eternals went down. Yep. Rest in peace. Nah, there isn't. Earlier, I said they're making movies about anything now. Oh, okay, there isn't a Plato movie. I honestly would believe that though, because I remember a couple years ago, it was announced on Netflix or by Netflix that they were gonna do a movie about the origin of Pop Tarts that was gonna star Jerry Seinfeld. And I remember there was also a Tetris film that I've never watched, but they make a lot of movies about anything, and I'm fine with that because there's been times where it works. Like I remember when I heard that there was gonna be a McDonald's movie, I'm like, What kind of story do you have to tell with McDonald's?" Then I saw the movie, I was like, "Oh, okay, they actually do have a genuine story, goddamn." Although I'm not even gonna do research to make sure if it's true, but I'm just gonna assume it is. But anyways, I agree, say. I deleted the spam comment. It's the spam comment. That's all right, cool, thank you. Morbius will appear in Deadpool 3. My source, the George, the Georg. I'm just kidding. I want to see Batfleck. Me too, man. Me too. Also, what's up, Laser Luke Gaming? I see you, man. I'll email. I'll respond to your comment in a bit. I just got a lot of comments right now. Can't wait to see Keen return. Of course you do. Boomer. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I mean, no, the trailers have shown that Keen looks cool. The most I've ever loved Keen's Batman is honestly in the Flash trailers because I thought that scene in the first trailer where it like swings down and kills or is hurting everyone. I wonder if this Batman will kill in this movie because Michael Keaton's Batman killed. He literally had grenades. But and that's also part of it. And part of the reason why I also felt like that Batman felt like a boomer's take on Batman is because a lot of boomers, even though they know Batman and they know the Bruce Wayne's parents died, a lot of them don't know that he has a no killing rule. Like my dad knows Batman. Like he's watched the Dark Knight trilogy with me. Although to be fair, he's not a big movie guy. If you tell him a movie's over an hour and 30 minutes, he falls asleep. But I remember one time he was talking, and I think he gave me this Batman thing because my entire childhood I would get like Batman, like little Batman figures or something like that. And I remember he gave me this one little toy when I was younger. It was like this little cheap plastic toy, and it was supposed to be from the Batman animated series. And I forgot why, but um my dad was like, "Hey, it didn't come with the gun." Like he was kind of surprised, and I was like, "Oh, that's okay. He doesn't. Batman hasn't he hates guns. The only gun he really has is a grappling hook." And my dad was like, "Oh, he's anti-gun." And I said, "No, because my dad's very pro-gun. He owns a lot of guns." But it was kind of funny because I was like, "Well, he's not. He hates guns because of his parents' death, and he has a no kill rule." Right. And my dad was kind of surprised because he knows Batman. He knows Bruce Wayne, multi-billionaire, uh, parents died. Everyone knows that. But he was like, "Oh, Batman doesn't kill." And then he asked me, "How does he not kill?" Like, and I was like, plot reasons. So that's why part of it kind of felt when I watched Michael Keaton's Batman, it kind of felt like, oh, this guy. If it kind of felt like the people who made this film only read a couple Batman comics and watched the Adam West Batman and assumed that's what Batman is. And no disrespect, by the way. No, just there's a couple cool moments with Michael Keaton's Batman, but no, I won't lie to you. The action in those movies, yes, I know it was in the 90s. I know the rubber costume. I'm sorry, I cannot stand watching a Batman who, when he turns his head, does this. Like, bro, it's like, bro, you're supposed to be like a ninja. You're supposed to be athletic. You're supposed to be this brutal force of nature. Why are you turning your head like, or you know? But anyways, where was I? Andrew gonna come for you. Come. I'm just kidding. I haven't seen Casali in a while. But yeah, it is what it is. Um, well, Byrne wasn't into the comics, but he at least got his aesthetics right. Because Byrne, I mean, you don't have to be into the comics to read a couple comics. Um, uh, what was I saying? I don't remember. But anyways, like for example, I never. What was it? What was I even thinking? Oh, America Chavez. I never read any America Chavez stuff or any Miss Marvel, especially Miss Marvel. Like I never read any Miss Marvel stuff. Why did I even bring that up? I don't know. Notice that I just mentioned two brown women comics that I don't read. Isaac racist, confirm. I'm just kidding. But yeah. I must have funny. Who go and email you? I get emails. I get this one email from this guy named It was like David something. His last name I can't pronounce. I probably shouldn't even say it too because I guess he sends this to me privately. But like, he asked me like the most campy questions I ever see, and he has a picture of him in his Gmail, and he's like much older, and I guess he grew up in, and if he's watching this, you know, no disrespect, but like it's kind of funny reading the emails, and it's like, "Hey Isaac, what do you think about the new Disney investor thing? Do you think it's possible that Marvel could connect all these characters based on this comic?" It'll be like this long paragraph. It's like super detailed questions that I'm like, "Bro, I do not work in Hollywood. I never stepped foot in California ever. I cannot answer you some of these questions that you're asking me, bro. I'm just a guy who has a cheap little laptop, webcam, microphone, and I'm talking to a bunch of fucking guys who are all at the age of like early 20s, teens, a couple of 30-year-olds, you know." It's like I'm probably not the best guy to ask this. But yeah. Oh yeah, what's up, Laser? My Puerto Rican prince out there. What's up, massive W to you? Good to see you here. Um, so the Silver Age was goofy and comical. It was not serious, and there was no murder in the Silver Age comic. Yeah, I know that. Obviously, times changed. You know, the major reason why they changed with Batman is because it was easier to sell comics, especially because there was a time period where parents wanted comics to be child friendly, especially because a lot of people used to buy their comics on like in like grocery stores, like they'd be like in the stands. Then again, I didn't grow up in that time, so most of the comics I bought were like these cheap ones at Marvel, I said Marvel at Walmart. I would be like in this book stand, right? And I read some in school in the library. They would have comics, you know. But yeah, make film about female cops sleeping with women. What is this comic? Okay. Laser Luke Gaming says the trailer looks amazing. I can't wait to see this because this is a multiverse movie and another comic book movie. Let's see. Batman fans. Michael Keaton's Batman doesn't kill me. Oh wait, doesn't kill me. Have you watched Batman Returns? Batman fans, shut up. Yeah, it is funny. He's a murderer, and I'm fine with it too. I'm fine with it. Um, but yeah, it is what it is. You get emails from the Nigerian prince. If you guys ever watched The Office, I love how in like season two, uh, no, it was in season 5 or 4. They're doing the roast of Michael, and they're making fun of him for having donated hundreds of dollars to the Nigerian prince. And I like how Michael, instead of being like, "No, that was all a lie," or anything, he's like, "Well, his father is the leader of a nation. I have to help him." It's funny. But yeah. By the way, y'all smash the like button. It helps support the stream. It helps support us because over here we like to exploit our fans. Over here, this is a dictatorship. When when I watched the Blue Beetle trailer and George Lopez said Batman's a fascist, I said, "Hey, you know what? If Batman's a fascist, I might as well be in that category." Over here, we run a fascism. You do as I say, and if you dare obey me, you will get your address leaked. I'm just kidding, bro. I can see Kamuzu screen recording this right now and being like, "Look, everyone, Isaac said he's gonna dox you if you don't listen to him." uh, but anyways, let's see. I like to make jokes like that. I don't know why. I think some people take YouTube too seriously. Like, no disrespect, but like, if you're in your 30s or 40s, or even my age, obviously, if you're taking YouTube seriously, bro, go get a job. Go get a real job. Go get a hobby, actually. Let me use that because most of y'all do have jobs, but like, YouTube ain't that deep. You're just talking to people about whatever you want to talk about. It's literally that. Just have fun while it lasts. That's why I've been having a lot of fun making my second channel videos. Um, and not only that, but I genuinely think that nerd fandom is stupid. I'm gonna say this right now. A lot of you four-eyed dweebs, you freaks, you geeks, a lot of you guys are fucking nothing but smelly baboons, you know? But yeah. I don't know why I said baboon. I was thinking about Powerpuff Girls, because you guys ever seen the Powerpuff Girls movie? Yeah, I remember in that movie, it was like all the monkeys. I remember they always kept highlighting the one baboon with the giant butt. But yeah, it is what it is. Where was I? someone emailed you after most of my emails are usually just fake sponsors or like scams or like Bitcoin and all that. But occasionally I will get people who are genuinely asking me a question. I've had somebody ask me if they wanted to interview for this one channel, and I said yeah, and then they never got back to me. So maybe that's a bot. But no, there's that guy I was talking to you. Literally every week sends me a giant paragraph of like messages, and like they're like sometimes they're like the most thought provoking questions or like questions you only ask somebody who actually works in the business. And I'm like, bro, I'm a nobody. All I do is I just got a laptop. Boom, I just react to whatever's out there. Um, Also, wait, let's see. Wait, did the Flash movie? Did they already watch the Flash movie? Because the Flash movie, they're watching it right now. Campia's watching it right now. Let's see. Bro thinks it's gonna be used for a Q&A video. Probably. I think it's more that he's just older, and this is because there's some older guys who won't even text, but they'll like email. It is what it is. But yeah, chocolate chip. What's up, Axel? How you doing? My favorite Aussie out there. Drugs. I work a comic book shop. That's awesome, man. That's cool. War sex. Bale Batman killed, dude. All Batman's killed, you know. Um, but yeah, Batman with no kill rule makes it more complex. I agree. But to me, there's also a difference between no kill and no murder. Murder, I don't like it if Batman just decides, let's say there's this bad guy, he surrenders, he throws his gun on the ground, he says, I surrender. And let's say Batman grabs his skull, decapitates his head, and starts playing soccer with it. There would be like, okay, that's too far. I don't want to see a Batman that does that. But if it's a Batman who's fighting 20 guys and he just so happens to accidentally kill a couple of them, I'm fine with that too. But yeah. Yeah. Where was I? In el Metro Comics de San Patricio from Puerto Rico, we have lots and lots of comic books. That's awesome, man. Um, but yeah. Vortex does drugs. Remember, kids, sober is doper. Like, I'm being completely honest. If you vape, if you smoke weed, if you do any of it, or if you drink, you're a pussy. I'm saying that honestly, bro. Sober is doper. If you got to rely on these substances to keep you up, you're a pussy. I'm just kidding. But no, in reality, I do want to promote that. I do want to promote, and I want this for adults. Adults need to promote to the youth that, hey, drugs, alcohol, everything, it's all bad. And I hate that it's so normalized to promote this. And yet people get surprised why there's a lot of alcoholics. No disrespect to them, but like we do need to promote a culture where smoking and drinking should be seen as a pussy thing. That's why I'm always saying sober is doper. By the way, shout out to Balin Levine, goat right there. Love Balin. But yeah, let's see. Let's see. Isaac got a free iPhone 14. Yeah. I won't tell you this though. Something funny. I remember so when I was 13, I watched a lot of pirated films. When I was like 13, 14, 12, around that age, I couldn't go to the movie theaters often. And a lot of times I would just pirate the films. I remember I remember one time clicking on the on this one free iPhone 14 ad. Nothing ever happened though, because I think at the time I had horrible internet, and so I didn't load to that section. But that was funny. But yeah, let's see. Where was I? Email. I feel like now y'all are gonna like make fake email accounts and ask me like the funniest questions. What came first, the chicken or the egg? People do take this stuff too seriously. I just talk about what I like and I want to have fun. Exactly. Um, and I'm gonna say this, and this is, you know what? These are shots intended. I don't care. If you find yourself in drama every week, then maybe the problem is you. Or maybe not every week, but every month. You know, the problem is you. All right. I hate when I really hate this. I really hate when people say, "Oh, I hate drama," but then we'll get into drama every week or every month. It's like if you hate it, you avoid it, and you can't avoid drama. You want to know how you avoid it? By not doing stupid things. If you look at my channel, you can only really list off 3 or 4 times that I've had drama, and I've done YouTube for 3 years, right? But yeah. That's the Punisher. Yes. The Sexisher. I don't know why I said that. Vortex, check your TMs. Ooh, Vortex is in trouble. I'm just kidding. Okay. What time is it? 6:43. I want to see if people have seen the movie yet, because I think they're watching it now, but I don't remember what time they started. Batman is no executioner. He kills unless he doesn't have the choice or self-defense. For example, remember Batman pushed Two-Face because he was going to kill Gordon? Exactly. Exactly. I always bring it up. I always hate, especially when it's Nolan fans and they say, oh, my Batman never killed. Yeah, he did. That was the ending of Dark Knight. Although there it did make sense because of the story, because that story was about pushing the boundaries of everyone's morality being challenged. And I like that the ending of the film, the entire movie, Batman wouldn't kill Joker. He wouldn't kill this. He wouldn't kill that. And all his faith, Bruce Wayne especially, Bruce Wayne's faith was all on Harvey Dent to become the White Knight. It's kind of racist, right? They said Dark Knight is bad, but the White Knight's great. Ooh, racist from Gotham. I'm just kidding. But they had all that, and Batman realized in this moment, I can't just rely on my rule, and he had to break it. But yeah. Isaac, how do you feel about the Flash suit design? I'm still going. I love this suit. I loved it from the beginning. I love it. Do I prefer it over the Snyder one? Honestly, I'm gonna say yeah. I'm gonna be completely honest. I prefer it over the Snyder one, and I love the Snyder one. I have a figure of it up there, but I like this suit. I like the rubberness. I like that it's bright red. I also prefer when Flash has yellow lightning. I prefer that. I thought the blue is cool, but I do love the suit. And I feel like it feels more comic booky too. And I like it when movies embrace comic bookies or the comic bookness of it. My only criticism is the jaw part of the mask kind of looks weird. That jaw part kind of looks weird. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because Ezra just has a very sharp like jawline, but like yeah, that's definitely like my only criticism. In Burn movies, he murders because does he really have the plan to plant the bomb on the guy? Oh, exactly. Just have fun and more positive. Radical, my dude. Um, let's see. Vortex, you weren't meant to say that. I've just been playing the shit out of Crash Bandicoot, and time is going so fast. That's the dream right there, boy. That is the dream. I would like the suit if the cow is just different. I can see that. Yeah, to me, it's just more this bottom part. Like, it kind of looks funny. But I don't know how to pop up the trailer. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, and also Zaslav said that he had seen the movie like 3 times. So let's see. Flash. Oh wait, let's see. Our reviews here. Um, no reviews so far. Okay, let me pop. Oh crap, I accidentally zoomed in. Let's see. Okay, and here we go. Okay, yeah, there's the cow right there. Okay, Isaac likes something that isn't Samaria the Trader. Oh, I'm just kidding. Man, I remember when I did my review for Suicide Squad. I'm just kidding. What if when Barry is traveling the multiverse, there's a moment where Barry meets Zack Snyder, and Zack is telling him, "You're a fictional character in movies I directed," and Barry's like, "Whoa!" I'm just kidding. But yeah, the Flash suit looks amazing, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it's amazing. Like, this isn't a suit that I love, but it's a suit that I really enjoy and I really like it. I like the lightning bolts. Imagine the Snyder fans are excited about the Flash. Yeah, I mean, it's weird because the fandom seems very divided on this film. Like, some of them hate it because they assume it's a reboot of what they love. Then there's the other that see it as like a goodbye to some of the versions of the characters they love. Um, and there's also part of that is because obviously it's the return of what is my favorite DCU villain to this day, Michael Shannon's General Zod. But yeah. Um, yeah, there's like I think who said it? There was a big scooper that said Nicolas Cage was gonna have a cameo as Superman for like a brief second, which I think is cool. You know. But let me drink some water real quick. Mm. How long have I streamed? An hour and 7 minutes. Okay. 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 Okay.
Okay. Now you die. And then I looked at my uncle and...
let me guess. He died?
Alright. Where was I? Called it Zod Do Some Film. But yeah, no, I love the trailer. I thought the trailer was cool. It was dope. It had everything I want in a Flash film. I love that it's still a film about a boy who misses his mom. I love that. I love that that it kind of looks like there's gonna be some cool action set pieces. I love that. It looks like the stakes are high in this film. It looks like this is gonna be a hard film, a film that's gonna have a lot of emotional moments, and I love that, and I can't wait for it. Uh, I thought this part, the CGI did kind of look funny. I will say that. I think the suit is starting to wear on me. Like, it actually kind of looks funny. But yeah, it kind of I saw people saying that it looks like the Fortnite, like when you play Fortnite and you have like all your friends online. But yeah, Seth Rogen Mario. I love the Super Mario Bros. Movie. I hope there's a Legend of Zelda movie after. Yeah, I mean, I think Zelda, honestly, there's like high potential for Zelda. Um, but yeah, I mean, the Mario movie, I really enjoyed that movie. I liked it, and I can't wait for it to come out on streaming so that I can rewatch it again because I thought the Mario film was honestly really good, and I had loads of fun with it. But yeah, the Flash domestic box office debut prediction: 70 to 80 million dollars. Pixar Elemental domestic box office prediction: 50 to 60 million. But yeah, Play-Doh movie starring Tom Holland and Seth Rogen. I don't know. I just it's but yeah. Um I remember there was a Flash concept back in DC Fandom 2020 where the cow looks good. Are you talking about this one picture where it shows Barry and Michael Keaton's Batman about to go into a fight and there's like some bad guys around? Is that the picture? I remember that picture was like for a long time the only Flash picture we had. um, I think the Super Mario Bros. Movie made over $1 billion so far. It hasn't made $1 billion yet, but I do think it will make the $1 billion. But no, this trailer was great. They had the iconic "You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts." Also over here, you got to see. So I went into Hot Topic yesterday or not on Sunday. It was the first time I've gone to the mall in a while, and I went in there for the pure intention to find a Flash shirt because I really want to get some Flash merchandise. Now, as I've said here, I don't collect collectibles anymore. I don't collect toys anymore. Funko Pops, figures. I'm never collecting ever again. But I still buy the occasional shirt, very rarely. Actually, I've been actually besides this, I hadn't bought a movie type shirt since November when I bought an Avatar Way of Water shirt. But I went in there, looked for Flash merch, and they had all the Funko Pops. It was so cool. I was so close to saying fuck it and buying the Flash Funko Pops, but I also realized in a couple of months I was gonna be frustrated with myself if I did that. But there wasn't Flash merch. I did buy a Breaking Bad shirt, which you can see on my video. I wear that shirt in my video that I made about Craven the Manhunter. But anyways, from the Funko Pop leaks, we see a protocol suit. This is supposed to be what Barry was doing during the the fight between Zod and Superman. So there he is, back there with the suit. No one's talking about this. We got some cool scenes right here. Yada yada. Wait, I forgot what this called. This was called. Look, like the suit looks good, but it's just the jaw kind of looks weird. Like I like the lightning. I like the rubbery. I like that he has the lenses. I like it, but just this part looked kind of weird. Wasn't it called the Black Zero event? It was called something like that when yeah, this was it called Ground Zero? Something like that. I don't remember. But anyways, then we got Zod here looking dope as fuck. Zod the goat, bro. And then we got the two berries here talking about hope. Then we got Michael Keaton's Batman. I already saw that part. June 16th. We got Ben Affleck's Batman right there writing, looking dope as fuck. We got Supergirl right here. Oh wait, volume was on already. What did you do? I wonder who she's talking to in that part. We got Michael Keaton blocking the bullets, looking dope. And they got this scene really interests me. I'm wondering what's going on in that scene. Bro, this kind of, I won't even lie to you. This picture makes me laugh because it looks like Keaton's Batman's like, bro, I ain't built for this. I ain't got no powers. He's an 80-year-old senior citizen. He's an 80-year-old senior citizen. There's gods fighting from Krypton. There's a guy who can there's two of them that can time travel. And bro over here is like, nah, y'all take this one, man. I got a broken hip. Arkham says, what's up, Arkham? He says, I have a question for you, Isaac. Say if they keep Ezra as the Flash, what's your opinion on that? If they do, it would be really stupid. It would be really stupid. Because first of all, I don't care what anyone says. What is the point of keeping Ezra? I would think it'd be stupid. And I feel like I'd question what the mentality is at DC. Because I don't care. I'm still frustrated with how the whole Ezra situation went on. I think it'd be silly. Now, it also depends on how they're reacting after, though. I don't know. Like let's say everyone's talking. Let's say Ezra all of a sudden gets like Oscar nominated. Maybe the conversation will just shift, but I don't know. To me, there's no point in keeping Ezra, especially when you're going with this new reboot universe. It's like, just change him. But it is what it is. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. Hey, if they keep Ezra, it is what it is, man. And it's kind of crazy, man, because honestly, I've never seen so many people be so charitable to an actor who's done so many the things that he's done. I genuinely think that if it was any other actor, people would be like boycotting, rioting. Like, no disrespect, but there's been so many people who defended Ezra in a way. And by the way, Ezra is innocent of a couple of things. For example, apparently the grooming allegations. Now, obviously, not saying this is true, but those came from a psycho stalker of his, apparently, from what I've seen. But there's still a lot of things that he did prior to that are nowhere near as bad as that. Okay, let's remember that. He's getting into fights. He broke into someone's house, got into violent exchanges. The fact that people stayed silent after he choke slammed a girl on video and no one gave a fuck, to me, is enough for me not to care about Ezra anymore. And I don't care what anyone says. Most of the people I've seen defend Ezra, and I'm saying, most of them seem to have some type of connection with Ezra. I don't care. If someone gets mad at me for saying that, so be it. But some of the biggest Ezra dick writers tend to be the people who have some type of connection with Ezra Miller, from what I've seen. So take that as you will. Sorry if I got into that. I didn't really want to talk about the whole Ezra shit, because right now it's about Jonathan Majors, bro. Imagine Paul Rudd's fear when they were acting. They're doing the final fight scene. Imagine Paul Rudd's fear when he sees that Majors is actually trying to hurt him. No, I'm just kidding. Obviously, just a joke, guys. For legal purposes, this is all a joke. The reason why I'm asking is the director is praising Ezra, including Peter Safran, one of the heads of DC Studios. I might be overthinking this, but it sounds like they might be keeping. Well, no. First of all, they have to, because what are they going to say? What are they going to say? What are they going to say? Are they going to be like, oh, this movie's amazing, but Ezra Miller's mid? Like, no, they have to promote the movie. They have to let it make money. And not only that, but they're not talking about Ezra as a person. They're talking about his performance. He might be a horrible person, or he seems like to be a shitty person, but that doesn't mean he can't be a good actor, right? So the performance, because I think Ezra is so in both versions of Justice League is great. In both versions of Justice League, he's great, but that doesn't change whether or not he's a good person or not. You know, and Peter and James kind of have to bite the bullet for now. They just have a couple more months of having to deal with it, and boom, they get to move on after. They get to make the choice on whether or not to keep Ezra or not. And what they can't, if let's say Peter or Gunn come out and say, Ezra is gone. It might affect its box office. And if you, as the CEO of a company, did something to lose money, then that's going to be on your resume forever. Because let's say Gunn fails at DC, that could affect him. Let's say he talks shit about Ezra and the Flash fucks up. Now the people at Warner Bros. Discovery, they're going to look at Gunn and say, you called out something in this film. Oh my God, you may have just fucked up our movie saying a stupid comment, you know? So yeah, there's my thoughts. I don't know. It frustrates me when people are charitable to certain people, but not to others. I don't care what anyone says. A lot of the people that defend Ezra, I don't know. It's just been very sus. It's been very sus, you know. But anyways, oh, there's this moment. And by the way, I'm excited for this movie. I remember when I was making those Ezra videos last year. I remember I had so many people being like, "Oh, are you still gonna watch the movie?" And I said, "Yeah." Ezra is not going to change how my anticipation or excitement for this film. I've been excited for this film for years. I was still in high school when I was talking about all the theories I had, how excited I was to finally get a Flash film. There's been multiple directors, there's been multiple ideas of what this film is, and Ezra doing what he did ain't stopping me. It ain't stopping me, you know. But I actually do want to. There's this scene that's about to pop up. It left me very interested.
Nobody dies!
I really wonder what that scene is supposed to be. But I did like this scene where he's like falling from the sky. It's kind of just winging it. But yeah, it looks cool. I also like that they did this kind of like cool. You get to see all the logos of Batman, Yeah, it looks cool. Then you got the plane scene, looks dope. Let's see. Sorry, I know it's a touchy subject, but other than that, I'm extremely excited for the first film. Yeah, I mean, no, it's understandable if I ask these questions. At the end of the day, that's my channel. Essentially, it's people ask me questions, I just respond and just do what I got to do. Um, but yeah, the trailer's cool. Keen's gonna die. I think it's possible. I think it's possible, especially since we know neither of them are going to continue in the DC universe. I think it's very possible that one of them dies. But anyways, there was this one scene I wanted to go to. Let's see. Oh, the suit looks cool here. I think the suit looks cool here. That's probably my favorite part. of the suits. But I love how both Bruce versions. I love how both versions of Bruce have been telling him how. It seems like he's gonna have conversations with them that are so similar that you're gonna realize, well, yes, it's multiverse. The Batman can still be very similar to one another. Like and in this trailer, you see Michael Keaton kind of being like, my entire life I've been focused on fighting crime because I thought it would bring it'd be it fill my vengeance for wanting to bring my parents back. I like that. And then I like how Bruce says that, part of life is the scars you get along the way, and you just have to be able to endure them. Which honestly, that's a good quote in and of itself for the real world. In the real world, you have to be able to bite the bullets. You have to be able to move with the punches and move freely. That way, you have the best life you can possible. You know, I'm kind of surprised they didn't show Dark Flash yet. Yeah, that's something I didn't think about this, but thank you for reminding me, Sideways. But excuse me. But they've yet to show us Dark Flash. That's very interesting. This could either mean that they don't want to spoil him being in the movie, or he's hardly in the movie. And that is something that I wonder. But yeah. And I found a Funko Pop of Dark Flash. Found one at Hot Topic. But yeah. There's a scene. Oh, here it is. I wanna play. Let's see.
You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts.
It took us an entire year to finally hear that. Because I remember at last CinemaCon, they had seen a trailer for The Flash, and they kept saying that the trailer ended with Michael Keaton saying, "You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts." And finally we got to hear it. This kind of reminds me of when Green Goblin in No Way Home says, I'm something of a scientist myself. I remember laughing really hard at that scene. I laughed much harder than any normal person should. But yeah, I mean that's it for the trailer. Let me go look on Twitter and see if they've seen the movie yet, because I genuinely think that we're gonna get it sometime soon. There was also some Doom news stuff, Doom 2 stuff. There was like some stuff they were talking about. I didn't really feel like talking much about all of that. Main thing was the Flash, obviously. I think tomorrow is the Disney presentation, so maybe we'll hear some Marvel stuff there. Who knows? But yeah, my cousin's gifting me a Flash Batflick Funko Pop because of a special offer that happened on Amazon. So that's cool. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's cool. That's cool. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, they've yet to let's see. Let's see. No, we haven't had reviews yet. Um because today they are lifting the social media embargo, which just shows a high level of confidence. Because Quantum Mania, all these other movies, they don't have that. They'll never do that. Um, hmm. Yeah, we've yet to get let's see. I hope we get like a John Campea clip of him saying that what he thought about a movie. I don't know. Early reactions at 7:30 Pacific time. Fuck, what is Pacific time? Pacific time is like East Coast. Let me actually search it up. Let me search it up. 7:30 Pacific time to CST. Oh crap! Hold up. I didn't even put the right time. All right, give me a second. Oh, 9:30. Oh, I won't be able to do the reactions here. Okay, So this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna end the stream off. I'm getting kind of tired right now. But later tonight, I will upload a video reacting to all the early reactions, and we'll kind of have to find it there. I was expecting it to be during the stream. We're gonna see some reviews pop up, but yeah, I mean that's unfortunate. That I guess that will be it for the Flash. We talked about the trailer. Trailer was great. It's my most anticipated film of the year. I cannot wait for this movie to finally get released. Finally, after years of waiting, finally gonna get, and we're one step closer. Social media embargo is being lifted in a couple of hours. I would stream, but I don't have the patience to stream for that long. So yeah, I want to thank everyone for being here, for listening, for tuning in and hearing my thoughts on the brand new Andy Muschietti's The Flash trailer. So yeah, I'll see y'all in the next one. Ciao.